This debate made history. Oh, let's see here. Oh, wait, what is this? No. This is, no, what? Wait, what? This is not real. Is this clickbait? Comatose Jedi, thank you so much for the bits. Thank you.
We're going to see another debate like this. We have Nick Fuentes, Asmongold, Destiny, Hasan Piker, Sargon of Akkad, all on one panel.
We're talking currently about right-wing terror versus left-wing terror, okay? Right-wing terror versus left-wing terror.
This was years ago, so it's really interesting to see how time has proven some of these guys wrong and others right.
Everybody has their shooters. That was the point. The point was to say that if you look at any political ideology that you could even interpret as moderate, none of them intrinsically are more violent than any other, or even if that's the case, then it's marginal.
The landscape has clearly changed, which is why now this is so interesting to look at.
Now, you would probably disagree with that, but you say that to simply observe these massive demographic changes that are happening in Western countries is in and of itself something that is a call to violence. So this sort of argument, which is so derivative about which has killed more, capitalism or communism, I think the point was to say that if you're advocating communism, certainly we can find people that have killed in the name of communism. If you're advocating socialism, we can find people who have killed in the name of paganism in the last 10 years.
Well, yeah, so the problem
one,
isn't like
can't, but two, more importantly than that, sorry, Destiny, I just need to make one point. One, you can't.
You can't what? Find examples of people killing in the name of communism? You can't find examples of that?
What?
And two,
you can,
there are some people who have done that, but more importantly than that, the ideology itself is an economic reorganization versus Nazism or fascism is based upon exclusion. And the principle of exclusion is a never-ending fucking series of people becoming more and more violent in an effort to push out these people.
Next stream with Ember, sorry, I tried to watch the Syndicate video, the HK Mark 25.
And the many debates that you had with Destiny outed you for having this sort of perspective. Am I incorrect?
Really again, with the passive-aggressive sort of untalking. No, incorrect. Number one, you can point to people who have killed in the name of left-wing ideologies. The Kurds in the Middle East are communists, and they're among the most violent people in the world.
Yeah, they kill
ISIS. No. Are you stupid?
It's just really interesting to look back at this time. They're struggling to find examples of people who have killed and assassinated in the name of the left wing. Now we have Charlie Kirk, multiple assassination attempts on Donald Trump, an entire organization of Antifa. It's just the list goes on.
If you're somebody like Lawrence, if you're making videos talking about how Western society is being destroyed, that the white man is going extinct, that we're being outbred and forced to take on this multicultural cuck culture by Jews that are trying to outbreed and destroy white people, how can you not think that that's going to lead to some people, well, fuck, maybe we should fucking kill these brown people. Like,
we could spin this around right on you, Destiny. If you make videos talking about how Trump supporters deserve to fear for their lives, conservatives should be afraid, could that not lead to violence?
People talking about how our elected representatives
That's true.
are...
Brent, okay, thank you so much for the 300. I can't believe Nick is taken seriously.
Bed with KK and the Nazis, and they're hurting black people, and they're stealing the product of their labor. How could you not believe that the only conclusion is to take up arms? The difference is maybe that left-wing people are just pussies who don't follow through to their logical conclusions.
What we are seeing is many on the left wing following through to their logical conclusion now.
You know, Hasan wants to talk about people stealing the product of their labor. I'm this tough communist. I love communism and everything. But he doesn't actually want to do anything about it. He doesn't actually even believe that.
But that's cool. Wait, no, if that's actually if that's your argument, then you just made the argument for us. If that's going to be your argument, if that's going to be your argument, then you just made the argument. Left-wing people are pussies, so I don't really care about hateful.
Asmon's just chilling.
Rhetoric on the left. If right-wing people are going to go and actually fucking kill people, then that's the rhetoric I want to stop.
So Destiny's logic is that I am going to be more concerned about the ideology that is actually leading to examples of violence. Well, we have more examples of violence coming from the left today, and the position seems to have completely changed.
Thank you for agreeing, Nick.
Thank you for making our argument for us, Nicholas Fuentes.
The thing that you're missing there is that
you think you won that one. That's hilarious to me.
It's really interesting to see the hypocrisy that has been exposed over time.
Do you think you promote rhetoric that's like inclusive towards towards like people of other cultures or other colors inside your country, or do you think you're more exclusionary?
It seems like a weird question to ask.
It's a trap.
Do we promote rhetoric that is inclusive of other cultures in my country?
Yeah, like, so for instance, like, would you say something like, I'm uncomfortable with so many people from different cultures immigrating here, I don't think they belong in my country? Would you be the kind of person to say that, or?
You could be uncomfortable about specific patterns that you're seeing. That doesn't necessarily correlate to the second statement.
No, I wouldn't be the kind of person to say that.
Okay.
But someone who would say that would definitely be punished in many various different ways.
Well, but basically what I'm trying to get at is what is your prescription? So a person on the left oftentimes would say we shouldn't, and I'm using left in like the progressive sense here. A person on the left would say we shouldn't platform radicalizing speech that could cause other people to go down this tunnel of becoming hateful of other cultures that will lead some of them into killing people.
Back then, the problem was speech that could radicalize. Today, that doesn't seem to be an issue at all for Destiny. And wasn't Destiny just demonetized? This didn't age well.
So I'm curious, what is your prescription to stop that from happening?
I think that's
Wait,
false.
you think what part of that is false?
I'll let you know if you just stop interrupting me, Destiny.
Okay.
I think that Nick's right. I think these people existing and having a voice isn't what inherently radicalizes people. I think it's when they feel they can't do anything, and when they're getting suppressed and frankly oppressed is when they start radicalizing.
And that is exactly how it has played out. We've seen the rise of Nick Fuentes even more. We're seeing the protests erupt in the UK for this very reason.
I actually think that having...
Yeah, you're having like cases right now in the UK, and like I just seen some stuff about this on X. I don't really know like the full details of it, but just like people straight up walking into like areas where there's like migrant housing and just kicking them all out. There's been like a crazy shit going on.
Nick, on this is a really good start. This kind of let's just hear what they have to say.
And again, it's because they don't feel like there's any other option because the government is completely shitting on them, right? The government is not enforcing the rule of law evenly. So it's just, they're just like, well, fuck it. I guess we just go full anarchy then, right?
And we don't have to agree with them.
Yeah,
right?
Sargon.
What we shouldn't do is pathologize them and like anathematize them. I think that that's what really makes people radical. And I'm not saying this as someone who agrees with their perspective. I don't. But there might be some things that they're saying that are true, and maybe we should actually listen and like pay attention to the true thing and adopt it as part of ourselves, as part of what we believe, because it's a true thing.
So now the debate turns to the ability to observe a true thing. Nick uses the example of James Watson, who made an observation about discrepancies in average IQ amongst groups divided by race.
He simply said this is something that is true. He got his Nobel Prize revoked. He got shut down from every university. He's not allowed to speak anymore. They're taking everything. This is one of the most famous, important scientists in the history of the world. And he issued a mea culpa. He said, I'm sorry. I was reckless. I didn't really mean that. But they completely deplatformed this guy. He actually, I don't think they took his Nobel Prize away. He had to sell it because he's literally running out of money because nobody will host him anywhere. He can't get a job in university. And so when you look at something like that, you really begin to wonder, at what point does this system tolerate any kind of dissent? You have to wonder, maybe it's not so much you don't see left-wing terrorism because it's not inherently violent, but because there's no reason for them to commit asymmetrical anti-state terrorism. A right-wing person is on the outs. They're on the fringe. Who do they have to look up to in media, government, anywhere? A left-wing person, you've got all these major corporations.
Are we do one point, or is he...
Wait.
Right-wing person is on the outs. They're on the fringe. Who do they have to look up to in media, government, anywhere? A left-wing person, you've got.
Dude, you think Asmongold's like listening to this in real time? But it could be me though.
All these major corporations.
Are we do one point, or is
let's go ahead and
talk.
Time has kind of proven this. Now we have Trump in power. The left is out of power, and what do we see?
That was the moment. The moment he knew.
Different groups of people have different average heights. This is probably genetic. That's probably just the way things are, right? But that doesn't make them any less human.
If you divide people into any groups and then measure the average of any trait, height, strength, intelligence, whatever it is, there's going to be a disparity.
Yeah, because it's genetic. There's a lot of genetic factors, obviously.
Holy shit. Is Sargon going full race realism?
Human rights.
I think so.
It does. You can sit in denial.
What's wrong with that?
Whatever
this is the thing. This is the thing. This always happens where you try to bring up like the statistics of a thing, and then people just start laughing like, ha ha ha, I can't believe you'd say something like that. But like, is it a lie even? And again, it's not even saying that everybody in that group is like a fucking retard or something like that, right? It just means that there is some kind of factor, which could include things like just culture, genetics, environment. Like there's a bunch of factors that could lead into this, right? But then how do you fix that, or how do you even begin to accommodate or address it if you can't even say that there's an issue?
And I don't even
This is like the problem that we have with like DEI and stuff. It's like we can't even talk about the issue. All we can do is just say, oh, it's like unfair because of some other reasons. Like there couldn't be. So you're telling me that there couldn't be like some possible other reasons that like we could actually target and fix the root issue rather than continuously putting band-aids on it. And this is the problem, is like they don't want to even talk about the truth. They don't want to talk about any real solutions. It's all like band-aids and bullshit just so that like they can keep feeling good about themselves. It doesn't have anything to do with actually solving the problem for real people.
know why these things are like that, right?
Just the other day, I made a video examining Destiny, making the opposite argument to what he's saying here.
He was interested in exploring like race realism.
Okay. He's an evolutionary biologist. It's an appropriate topic for him to explore, right?
Observing that race is biologically real.
Yeah, Joseph, thank you so much for the sub. Thank you.
Why is that controversial?
But there is no
why is it
doubt that there
controversial?
are
Exactly.
differences between groups of
That's my
humans.
point. It's like their entire argument. Like this is always the argument. You're like, okay, so there's these patterns, right? Like there's these patterns. Here's the data. The data shows this. Is there anything we can do to like? And their answer is always, oh, I can't believe you said that.
Various different factors.
That is
doesn't
in
matter.
doubt. That is a highly contentious point,
That's a
Sargon.
fucking stupid thing to say, Destiny.
No, that's not.
That's
There
a
are over
really dumb
200.
thing to say.
No.
No two people are the same.
But
Therefore,
leave
no two
reality
groups
is
can be the
racist.
same.
Okay, like so, like okay, what if it was? What if reality was racist, and that reality did show that there were differences in people? Do you solve that by digging a hole in the sand and sticking your fucking head into it? Does that solve the problem? It doesn't solve fucking anything. By being honest about the problem and being like, okay, like this is the data. We can actually from there then come up with like an actual fix that will fix the root cause of the issue rather than just making shit up all the time and just basically patching it up like a sinking ship.
Same.
Just because there are some traits that may or may not be factored related to your fucking genetics doesn't mean that we can say something like intelligence, which is a highly polygenetic
I'm not
trait,
talking about
is something that can
intelligence,
be.
I'm talking about height.
Okay, if you want to talk about height, nobody's going to disagree with you. But this is called a Martin Bailey, right?
You've just conceded the whole point.
Do you think that, Nick, do you think that in any way it was irresponsible for him to express that while it's not necessarily his his area of expertise?
I think that's absurd. No, I think people give their unsolicited opinions on areas that are not their expertise all the time. What are we all doing here?
At the end of the day, all we can
Yep.
do is do our best to articulate what we believe to be true to the best of our ability.
That's true.
Based on the best evidence that we have.
Dude, did this interview, is this what changed Asmon? Was it this interview? It's like,
What are we all doing here
You
if
feel like
that's
he has
such a crime?
Don't you know? I don't think that's entirely true, because don't you feel like he has a responsibility as being somebody who is a scientist and whose opinion will by default be taken more seriously, to take a larger amount of
he's always been political.
caution whenever he's saying things like this that could be interpreted in a way. And I don't think you can necessarily treat the person who, even as you said, discovered DNA as just an average person who's talking about something that they don't know about, especially when it's so close to what he's actually so well known for.
No, I don't think that's irresponsible at all. I think it's irresponsible to not tell the truth, frankly. Our
so you
society
agree
is falling
with what
apart because people prefer
Right.
nice lies as opposed to hard truths, and
Okay,
that's irresponsible.
so you're saying what he said was true, like that?
I am
That's your
saying,
okay.
I'm saying if he believes,
It's just like Asmon just seems so different. He just seems a lot more timid, I guess.
what he's saying is true, it's irresponsible to not tell the truth.
But I guess I would be too on that if I think of it. If I was on the panel with 6 people, I would not say anything either. I'd be like, I'd be so quiet, to be honest.